Hey Sagittarius, how are you all? Happy April. I hope that it's going well so far. It's, the first week in this mug, but it's your girl out of mind, the one that lets her light shine no matter who it blinds. And what's up, y'all? Honey, my birthday is next week, so I appreciate all well wishes, all gifts, all exchanges of energy. All personal readings are only $33 this month. I'm gifting you all because you all have gifted me so much throughout the years. So all of that information is down in the description box below if you are interested. Let's get on into it. As I was preparing for you all's reading, I cannot get this song out of my head. It's Marvin Gaye. I cannot stand no mental strength. Leave you, I never meant to. Anything with your pride. Just to Keep You Satisfied by Marvin Gaye. And pretty much the song is about, it's like we loved each other so much in the beginning, but, we keep trying to make this work, and it's pretty much, we might as well say goodbye. Leave you just to keep you satisfied. I can't really think of like the lyrics right now, but go and check out that song Sagittarius, Just to Keep You Satisfied by Marvin Gaye. I'll never mean to. Yeah, I can't right now. Let's get your overall energy though, Sagittarius. Also, I feel like some of you all may be in a transitional phase, either a transitional phase, or what I'm hearing is a rock in a hard place. So some of you all are trying to maneuver through challenging decisions. You have a very important decision to make. And this decision it most definitely is going to affect your life moving forward. So I understand you wanting to be certain and sure when it comes to this decision as possible. Because I know how it feels to feel like I've made the wrong decision later on down the line. So, and our decisions truly affect us more than we think it may at the moment. Sagittarius, first out is fall in love with your own story. So I feel like, again, you are trying to figure out what you are doing moving forward about a certain situation. And you may have others. I feel like the main thing that is holding you back from really making the decision that you know is best to make is what others will think about it and what others will have to say about it. Not wanting to be embarrassed or seen in a light that is not coherent, not cohesive, not, in alignment. But fall in love with your own story because you are in alignment with your purpose and your journey and where you are supposed to be, not what anybody else has going on. That's why we were born alone. That is why we die alone, because our journeys, our purpose is unique. Each and every one of us has a different fingerprint. Each and every one of us is unique. So your decision does not have to look like what anybody else would decide if they were in your same shoes. Okay? A lot of the times it's like when we subscribe or contract to what others have stated is the right way to go for us, it can be very challenging to get out of that, because at that point we then betray our highest selves and what our purpose is by going the way of another. We've been influenced. That influence can become an entity, and we are following after that entity. Case in point, and I'm gonna get through the rest of your overall reading, but case in point, if you know that the 9 to 5 paradigm system doesn't really work for you, if you know that you have a gift that is far more important and special and integral to the world, you know, if you are a healer, or if you are an artist, or if you are whatever it is that you do, right? That is what you were put on this earth to do. It wasn't to go and work for anybody, but because we have been influenced that you have to have a 9 to 5 to survive, to thrive, that has become an entity. So we feed that entity the more that we feed into the system of going and getting a job and working these jobs that are depleting and draining and don't add any value to anybody. Okay? Especially those, you know. We're feeding entities. Okay? So I feel like some of you all may be going through something similar, and it doesn't have to be a job. It could be addiction. It could be family, you know, a family decision. Are you going to have a family in this lifetime, or are you not, you know? It could be about your tribe, the people that you connect with. It could be so many things, but fall in love with your own story. It could be your sexuality. It could be so many things, y'all. Fall in love with your own story. Follow through is your second card out. Follow through. Sometimes it can be challenging when we are releasing these old paradigms and mindsets and perspectives and all of these things, because of so many things. For one, you have old versions of yourself that have become masters of feeding these entities, or you know, feeding these systems. And so when you don't do the proper detaching and cleansing yourself of these entities and thought forms and so on and so forth, it can be easy to come back, because it's like a diet. It's like a diet. If you are only dieting to lose weight, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But if you are dieting to get into a better space of health, and you know, maybe you're working on something specifically, your heart health, womb health, whatever the case may be, kidneys, whatever, you will be much more successful in doing something like that, because it's geared towards something deeper, okay? If you're dieting to recalibrate, you know, your system in general, it'll work a little bit more than the surface level. I'm going on this diet so that I can lose weight. Other things that can keep us in a loop, continuing to have those same fears, anxieties, and thoughts, and communicating with energies, other humans, or, you know, groups of people that are still deep in the system. If we continue to have conversations, it's like I don't have conversations with people that I know are not on the path that I am too much. Like, I don't ask for advice when it comes to the path that I know that I'm on, and asking people that will probably never go down that path, or it just may take some time. I'm not asking them because they are only going to give me advice based off of what they would do, and they're still stuck in the old paradigm. So a lot of different things go into self-discovery, finding your purpose and following that purpose, which can be challenging. So again, that's why a lot of people won't follow through or don't follow through, because it requires discipline. It requires remaining true to self. It requires trust in self and source and your higher self. It requires certain things that you have to build your strength on and integrate your knowing, sticking with it, knowing that the wisdom that you have acquired through all of these different lessons and tests have placed you here for a reason. So if you don't follow your intuition and follow what you know, you're betraying yourself. And that betrayal, that self-betrayal, puts you right back in that loop. Fall in love with your own story and integrate your knowing are two sides of the same coin. I know this about me, and I'm in love with this about me. I'm in love with my own life. I'm in love with what works for me, and I push through and I follow through with that regardless of what others have to say about it, any pushback that I receive due to certain entities wanting me to remain in the same cycle, feeding off of that constant back and forth. People wanted me to be, people wanting you to stay the same because they're working for those entities. Certain ancestors that reside within you that, you know, haven't elevated, so they want you to stay in that same space. Family members that are working for, and all unconsciously, subconsciously. I feel like some people do know consciously, but they're that's rare. They're just following what their entities are telling them to do. Fear is an entity. Anxiety is an entity. Shame is an entity. Guilt is an entity. What else do I... This reading isn't for everyone, because I know that you have to understand what I'm saying to even get what I'm saying here. So this reading will not be for everybody, but this is definitely for those that are ascending and have ascended to a certain level of their spiritual journey and growth. Some of you all are taking something with you. Some of you all have recently graduated. And congratulations, because this graduation of sorts is definitely leading you down a path of success. Some of you all are going into like the healthcare field, or some sort of maybe like EMT, emergency first responders, working in the emergency room, some sort of first aid. Some of you all could be working with FEMA or some sort of disaster relief fund, or will be in the future. Whatever it is that you are doing, you're doing it to help others. And you've been, I mean, your studies are to help others. Whatever it is that you do is to give back in some sort of way. I feel like because of this, because Spirit has seen you really work for the all, for the whole, and not for selfish or self-centered, self-absorbed reasons, materialistic reasons, like say, you know, you're going to medical school just because there's money in it. No. People in the medical industry, the healthcare field and industry, know that the best thing to do is to go into it honestly and with pure intentions to help people, for real. Because the healthcare industry will chew you up and spit you out. Not everybody can do it, but because there's a lot of money in it, people feel like, oh yeah, that's the right way to go, and end up just as unhealthy or corrupt, or again being chewed up and spit out by this field that is very there are systems within it that do not seek to really help people. It's a nasty game here in the United States, child. A nasty, nasty game. But yeah, you have been working really hard in whatever these studies are. Some of you all are going into like some sort of holistic healthcare or practice. I'm seeing emergency first response again. So working in the emergency room, being the first point of contact for somebody, maybe therapy, a spiritual practitioner that's really good at what they do, magicians, root workers, witch doctors, though. It's like, this is real help. This is real help. I keep wanting to emphasize that. At any rate, again, congratulations. Whatever you are creating and doing from here on is going to be something that is very successful. A lot of different resources come with it and come from it. Again, helping others. You may be going into business or into this practice with others that are like-minded, that are just as committed to helping and giving back as you are. Some of you all should be mindful of now that whatever it is has come to an end, you're being called to get your own health back in order. So doing some exercise, going outside, getting some sun, getting some vitamins in your body, eating healthier foods, drinking more water, smoothies, greens, as well as like creative expression, or doing something that is not centered around work or exerting your energy. You're being called to do something that inspires you. You all are falling in love. That's your first card out. Fall in love with your own story. I see you all falling in love with your own story. But not only are you falling in love with your own story, you're falling in love with this chapter of your life. There's a lot of strength here. You're seeing what you are made of in this chapter, and you're very proud of yourself. Seeing your accomplishments, looking over your accomplishments. And I feel like this came out in you all's full moon and Libra reading. You all weren't really, like, I think it was like imposter syndrome that kept coming up, or like not really giving yourself grace and compassion because you have done a lot. You know, so being very hard on yourself despite all of the accomplishments that you have cultivated for yourself. But here, I see that that's exactly what you are doing. As well as if you are in connection with another, I do feel strongly that you are bound and determined to make this work. You've sown great seeds into this. So I don't see why it wouldn't work, you know. The Hermit did pop out. Okay, there's going to be some sort of requirement or need for you to go within, not necessarily isolate yourself, but I do feel like you need to go within. And maybe it is to listen to your inner voice, to be able to listen to yourself when it comes to whatever decisions that you are making for yourself moving forward. It will be very helpful of you to just go within, okay? Maybe doing a dopamine detox or a digital detox, where just one day, it doesn't have to be for an extended period of time unless that resonates with you. But one day, I need you to turn your phone off, turn your TV off. Do not use a single piece of technology. Don't listen to any music. Don't read any books. Just sit there in the peace of yourself. Sit there in silence so that you can really hear your inner voice, so that you can really hear Spirit, God talking to you. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe said that prayer is, you know, the act of praying. That's when we speak. But meditation is the most important part of prayer. Meditation is just being silent and seeing what answers come. Because what happens is we pray and we get up from that prayer, we open our eyes, and we get right back on that phone, or we go right back to doing what we were doing, as opposed to trying to listen to what God has to say to whatever we have prayed about. So going within, going silent, getting silent, going within, and seeing, you know. Temperance and the King of Cups. You're making whatever movement you do decide to make, it is all a part of the plan, is what I heard. You do have divine guidance on your side. Do not feel as if you are alone in any of this. Again, there are going to be people that you can't really go and seek advice from because they aren't in the position that you would want to be in. So why are you taking advice from them, right? But you do have resources. You do have others that know what you are talking about. And if you feel as if you don't, know that Spirit knows exactly what you're talking about, and ask Spirit to send you those that are like-minded so that you aren't feeling like the only one. And so that you are able to seek advice from those that know what it is that you are doing and what you know, have going on. Some of you all just need a really good cry as well. Some of you all need to release something, some sort of emotion. Let me rephrase that. Some of you all need to release certain emotions in a way that best resonates with how you are feeling. So if that's crying, cry. If that's laughing, laugh. If that is going outside and screaming into the ground, you know, stumping into the ground, letting out that anger, go ahead and do that. But to close you all's reading out, Sagittarius, courage is the name of the game here. You are moving into a new cycle that is changing your perception in the way that you view things. And that may because you are integrating your knowing for real, for real. And the best way to integrate, because we can't be doing too much movement when we are integrating. Some of the best things to do in order to integrate certain energies into your body is resting. Eating healthy foods, breathing, meditation, allowing yourself to be. So I'm gonna leave it there. Go within. This weekend may be the perfect weekend to do so, especially if it's raining where you are, like it's raining here. So don't forget to let your light shine, no matter who it blinds, Sagittarius, and I will see you all next time.